tissue paper with you. And of course, the highly vulnerable group, that is the elders, the youngsters less than 5 years of old,
Let's get
5
this
years of
garbage.
age, those who are suffering with any
Look
comorbidity
at
should
this.
also be getting the influenza vaccine, which will prevent you from catching this common cold also.
Look at this. They starting this all over again. I'm telling you, man, these dudes are not going to stop till every one of us are vaccinated. And that's just not going to happen. People have seen too many loopholes in the first virus. But look what's happening in China. They said this has been happening in China since October. I personally believe they had things in the works prior to October of this year. But can you believe how these dudes are just not letting up? And I'm trying to be very careful as far as what I say. But it's not over, man. These guys want everybody vaccinated for some odd reason. And I think I know, I just can't expound on it. But, I mean, it's clear. But like I was explaining to a brother, people are not going for it anymore. And because people are not going for it, the only way that they are going to be able to really come hardcore, hard body with jibby jabs, making people take that J, is they're going to have to actually have dead bodies on the streets. That's the only way this is going to fly. Other than that, it's not going to fly. I mean, that's my personal opinion. That's just my personal opinion and from what I see. And I just can't see that happening, man. You know, that's my personal opinion. And they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop. And, we have to be very well organized spiritually and get ready for it. Check it out.
So much for joining us on WION with your insights on this.
Thank you.
A new health scare from China is bringing the dreaded COVID memories back, and India is on guard. On WION Wild is One, we have been telling you all about China's mystery illness. We don't want to speculate, but we'll try and present to you the facts. Because not being armed against a virus can be dangerous, and as the pandemic has taught us, even fatal. Let's start with what's happening in China. Children in northern China are falling sick. They are complaining of respiratory illnesses. Many have pneumonia, which has been attributed to the circulation of various pathogens such as Mycoplasma pneumonia. This is a bacteria, but good.
So you're going after the children. That was the issue over here at one point. They wanted to get the children, and they had all these laws and reasons why they couldn't get to the children. And after a while, they got to the children. And to some degree, your children couldn't go to school unless they had jibby jab. And then it was a matter of the age of the children. Certain children were too young, and they found a way to get around that. And now children under 10 could be vaccinated. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, and you have to be very, very shrewd spiritually. You have to be very smart spiritually. You have to be on your A game, because not only are things happening around the world, but these dudes are not letting up. And I'm telling you that a lot of people are not going for it. A lot of people are not going for it.
About the illness, but the question is, should people be traveling to China? What precautions should you take? And will the masks make a comeback? If you're watching us from India, let me tell you what the government is advising. Several states in India have put out advisories to review the infrastructure of the health in the country. This includes Rajasthan, Karnataka, Gujarat, Uttarakhand, Haryana, and Tamil Nadu. This after the Indian government asked different states to review the...
Well, we see what's happening, man. Very soon it's going to make its way to the United States and various parts of Europe. Possibly, I don't know. But we just have to wait and see. But I do know one thing, that this is an evil setup, and they will do whatever it is that's possible to maintain power. And how real this is, I don't know. We'll just have to see. But I do know people were really getting sick, and people were really dying of this. The last variant, The numbers are in question. That's a whole different video and subject matter. But the numbers were in question. But you better believe that people do die, and anybody can get it, man. Anybody can get it, and you have to be on your A game from here and till the kingdom of heaven is set up. But it's absolutely crazy at this point, absolutely crazy. But I want to show you something because people ain't going for this, man. People ain't going to tolerate this garbage, man. People know what's going on. They know what's up, and they know what's real, and they know what's fake. Not that I'm saying this is fake, because even social media, they in on it. If you say anything negative, they're going to say it's against health policies as far as videos, and your channel is flagged and eventually taken down or shadow banned. So you have to be very careful even in that area, what you say. You have to be very careful. Look at this. It says, no support for viral claim that COVID-19 lockdowns are returning this fall. This is from August. No support for viral claim. It says the U.S. is seeing an uptick in COVID-19 cases, so it may be prudent for people to wear masks when out in public. They say that the masks don't work. That's what they say. I'm not saying it. That's what I heard. Do the masks work? I personally believe they don't work. From the number of articles and posts and videos that I've seen, initially they said the mask didn't work. But people are wearing the mask already. I see people on the bus, the trains, and the travels, and the stores. They're wearing masks already. But they say they don't work. But that's another thing that's up for debate. You understand? Again, it says the U.S. is seeing an uptick in COVID-19 cases, so it may be prudent for people to wear masks when out in public and take a few extra precautions. But the government is not planning to implement mask mandates or lockdowns, despite claims from conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. Alex Jones is saying they're going to bring the mask thing back. They say he's a nutcase, and they say he's over the top, but they say that he's wrong on certain things and he's right on certain things. But they said for the majority of the times, Alex Jones is right in a lot of what he says. You know what Alex Jones also said? That Trump will either be killed before he's put back in office, or while he's in office, he will mysteriously get sick. And, I was watching the debates last night, and they were saying that. So for some reason, a few people kept saying that. The only way he can lose is if he dies, and if he dies, this person is next. Don't be surprised if Donald Trump is not around, either prior to being put back in office, or he'll have just a short time in office. Don't be surprised. It says in recent weeks, COVID-19 cases, as estimated from water data, and COVID-19 hospitalizations have been on the rise in the U.S. How many of you believe that's true? Is it hype or is it true? How many of you believe that's true? This comes as the Omicron variant, EG5, recently designated as a variant of interest. We talked about that a while back, I think in the summertime. It says, by the World Health Organization, became the newly dominant variant in the company. This has led some public health experts to suggest that some people, especially those at a higher risk of severe COVID-19, wear masks when out in public, and to be a bit more cautious about contracting the coronavirus. I mean, listen, I'm not going to touch on this long because I just feel that these guys are going to give me a strike. But you better consider just how real this thing is, man. You better consider that, because it's nothing to play around with. And you can have your opinions, but one thing you have to start factoring in your thought process is that we're dealing with some highly evil people that run this world. We're dealing with some people who have an agenda on the table. They have an agenda. They have a plan. And it's not a righteous plan. It's not a spiritual plan. It's an evil, diabolical, wicked plan. And we all are involved in that. And you have choices. You can choose to do right. You could choose to do wrong. You could choose to be righteous, or you could choose to be unrighteous. But one thing is for sure: the Most High is real, and His Son, who they call Yahushua, who we call Yahushua in the Hebrew, us who are knowledgeable of what the Bible is actually talking about, His Son, who we call Yahushua in the world and ignorance calls Jesus Christ, is going to come back. But before He comes back, there has to be a lot of death, suffering, war, starvation, negative things all over the world. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. Just watch as well as pray and walk in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I'm out.